So hello guys, welcome to my channel and this is your nomadic seller. Every person requires a visa, a valid visa for the purpose of going to another country, but this doesn't mean that seafarers also need a visa for their transit. Because most of the countries accept CDC as a valid proof of document which is required to basically transit from one country to another. There are countries like US and other nations where you require a US visa or Schengen visa. So some countries do need additional proof, visa of their own, and that is the main reason I am going to make this video today. For example, if you want to sign on from Europe or sign off from Europe, then you would require a Schengen visa. So South Korea, you require a Korean visa. Similarly, other countries also require visa for their own purpose. But today I am going to tell you about the US visa and how I got this C1D US visa. And I will guide you the process entirely from the start to the end. For starters, what C1D visa is. C1D visa is a type of visa in which seafarers and all the people who are crew are included in this type of visa. So first of all, your company would advise you to get a C1D crew transit visa, or maybe according to your company, you may have to ask them. Normally companies, what they do is give you a sample TS160 form filled with sample details, and you just have to copy paste them. You have to fill them as it is and then you submit that form, and the company will provide you with a company letter stating that you are an employee of that company and the company takes full responsibility all the expense. Speaking of the process, I will briefly tell you about the process. So first process I am going to tell you on my computer screen. So let's move. So this is my computer screen. The form name is TS160 and I will guide you through that. We need to visit this site. This is the cac.state.gov. Our category, that is C1D, falls in the non-immigrant, as we do not wish to reside in US. We just want to visit for some few days for the purpose of joining a ship or for the sign-off purpose or maybe shore leave. You will have to select the location. If you scroll down, you will get India, Chennai, Hyderabad, Kolkata, Mumbai and New Delhi. And after filling this CAPTCHA, I have to click on the start an application. So after clicking I agree, the form has started and I have received my application ID. This is very important. Select and copy this because this will be used every time you need to retrieve your form. Because the form is so long, it has many fields, you will see later. So you have to get this application ID in order to retrieve your application every time you visit this website. Now I'll have to fill the entire thing step by step. So these are the personal 1, personal 2 and then travel and a lot of information they ask. So you'll have to fill every field correctly, and after you have completed the application you will get something like this. So this is something they have given me which has the CGI reference number. So I just had to print this page. Currently they are giving this with Citibank and Axis Bank branches. After using this reference number, they made the payment of $160. Then I also received this acknowledgement. So this number which you can see here is also here, 7301, last is 522. So I had to pay around 13,440 rupees. After that I received one confirmation. So this is my personal copy of the DS160 form. So here I want to show you how you can fill your forms. For example, this is my name here and all the information regarding the US visa. So our visa category is C1/D, that is crew member in transit visa. My relationship was employed as a deck cadet, and I'll have to specify this columns, my work. So I have filled merchant navy in this, like my duties. So I have written assist and learn basic jobs and duties on board under supervision of senior officers. You can also write chief officer in this case. Whatever information they need, you just write them correctly. Few questions regarding my last countries. So I have written down all the countries I visited, last 5 countries. That's it. So let's summarize all these processes, and after filling the form, you get a receipt you have to take, print out, and go to your nearest Citibank or Axis Bank, and where you have to give them cash around 13,000, 14,000 rupees, and they will make the payment in US dollars. They will pay the fees on your behalf so that concerned US authorities get your payment, and then you get an acknowledgement that refers to the payment, which you should keep a copy with you, confirming that you have made the payment successfully. Now coming to the next part, you will have to schedule an appointment for the biometrics and the interview. So you will have to select the dates for the biometric and the interview separately, and these two cannot be on the same day. On the day of biometrics, you will have to go to the BAC, known as Visa Application Centers, where you will have to give your biometrics, the fingerprints and a photo. On the day of biometrics, they don't need any company letter, so you can just go with your basic documents. So on the day of interview, you will need a company letter that will be given by your company, either in soft copy or hard copy, and other forms, documents you need are DS-160 form, the confirmation letter, etc. So make sure you have the printout. So some tips for you: it's good to carry the documents, the printouts with you. Another tip I would like to say that you should be on time. For example, if you get an appointment at 0800, so make sure you get there 7:30 max. Another major tip I would like to say is that whenever you get an appointment, because these days appointments are getting worse, so in some states they are giving 1 calendar year later also as the appointment, so that is way long, and wherever you get the latest date, just go there and book your appointments. So the bonus tip here will be that after you book your appointment, you may reschedule your appointment. So what happened with me, the gap was around 15-16 days, so that was the problem. What I did, I rescheduled my appointment. That you can also do, and for that you need to continuously check the seats availability. So for example, someone has transferred their seat with another date, then you have the chance to book that vacant date. So that's how you can also transfer your seat. By doing this alone, I got 3 days difference. So this is one thing that you should keep in mind. So the next advice I would like to give is that you don't bring anything electronic with you. Even your mobile phones on the day of your interview is not allowed. Not only the mobile phones, even electronic items such as your smartphone, your earpods, they are not allowed inside the premise. So better do not bring any electronic items with you. And if it is that necessary, then you can also bring any person that can remain outside the premise and have your electronic items. Now the main question arises is that what is asked on the day of the interview. That is the main reason why people are scared of this. I don't know why. So it is very easy interview, because it is not about your knowledge or something, but it is about you. They just ask about yourself, your profession, your profile, and they want to know if you are genuine or not. So what happened with me is that when I went there, they asked me about my personal details, for example my name, what I do, and the basic information that they want to know about yourself. And then they started questioning about my profession. Some questions also like what all countries I have been to. So I told them that I was on a bulk carrier on my first ship and on a container on my second ship, and I have been to these countries, these regions, many countries. Since we are in this profession, we have to visit. They also asked me, have I been to US before? Then I answered them promptly that I have been in US, but I didn't sign off or sign on from there. I just visited by a ship on the port only. No shore leave also. So these kind of questions they might ask, that nobody should be afraid of. It is some normal questions, random questions. So they asked me what did I do on a ship. Then I answered them that I am a deck cadet and I did bridge work keeping, cargo work, deck maintenance, and any work, any job that chief officer assigns me to. And otherwise I have to do my training, I have to fill my cadet record book, etc. That what we are expected to do. So these types of questions and answers were there. The last and the funny question, he asked me that which side of the ship is called the starboard side. So these naive questions can be answered by anyone belonging to this industry, and I simply answered them that the starboard side is the right side. Then he asked me which side is the left side. Then I answered them that it is called the port side. This is how I got my US visa. After that he took my passport with him and told me that you will get your passport with your US visa in few days. And since I have opted for premium delivery, which comes with a cost around 600 rupees, so the passport with the visa got delivered in my home address, and then I received my passport around 7 to 8 days after that day. So this is how I got my C1D US visa with a validity of 5 years. So that's it guys. Anything you want, just ping it in the comments. If you want additional help, you can also DM me on my Instagram handle, and see you all on the next video.